It's the Scott and Steve Show on Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. Scott and Steve.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock. That means it's time for the famous all-world award-winning Scott and Steve Show.
Award-winning.
That's right. So how's everybody doing today?
Fantastic.
Steve is here, outstanding. We're happy to be ready here. Holidays semester's wrapping down.
I know. There's
Things are
nobody
going
really
well.
here on campus.
Well, we're here.
We're here.
So that's good. Jeremiah's here on the board. How you doing today, Jeremiah?
Going.
Always a man of many words.
All these finals week feelings going on. I got to, I'm okay. You know.
No, I'm sitting here doing work actually now. My final's been over since like Monday afternoon.
Oh, okay. Well, before we get into that, your work, we got a visitor here
introduce.
and a winner.
And a winner. Yeah, pizza winner. First time in pizza
Right.
winner, and he already steps into it.
Right.
Steve Drapp, you want to introduce yourself there?
Hi.
Get close to the mic.
Yep.
Steve Drapp here. Just I'm glad to be the first pizza winner here. First time on the radio here. So
It's pretty relaxed.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that you're here to be with us here today. Now, you want to tell us a little bit about what you do here at Lakeland?
While I eat my pizza.
Yeah, well, yes, we should probably announce that Steve and Steve both won pizzas. So Steve Gagliardi will be chowing down while we make Steve Drapp tell us a little bit about himself first.
Oh, great. Work here in our IT department, our NetOps department here. So a lot of our servers, and I'm sure many of you have seen me or heard me around.
Man of many words,
I know.
apparently.
That's right.
You know, and a lot of you guys I know are already on December break, are already thinking about it. But for us, this is our busy time. So.
All right,
Yeah.
very good. Any great projects coming up over break that we all should be aware of?
I'm sure many of you know we've got our printers going on, and
Many people are aware.
yes.
Printers, copiers, and the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, the whole deal.
Yeah.
But it's exciting, you know. Blackboard
Right.
upgrade next week. So
Ooh, is it going to have a new look and feel to it?
it should look the same, you know.
Oh,
we like
great.
that Lakeland look.
We like new, flashy, shiny things. You know, something to look forward to for the next week.
You never know. Maybe,
Okay.
Maybe there'll be a surprise there.
All right, very good.
Well, good.
Very good. Now, Jeremiah, you said you're working hard here. What's going on? What are you doing?
Already preparing for next semester.
So what are you focusing on? What's your focus?
You mean radio station managerial stuff or
Oh, yeah.
education? Like, you're done with your degrees, so there's no more schoolwork, or is that what you're talking about preparing for?
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about actually planning stuff next semester.
So what is the radio station, before we get into making, we'll put you on a little bit of
gonna
a
be a lot-
30-second expose here, but what is the radio station looking forward to for the spring of 18?
It's going to be a lot of music.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of people coming in and out.
Mm-hmm.
It revolves around one of the 50th committees.
Right.
Oh, it
Thanks.
does? Okay, so you don't want to let us know then? Is this a surprise?
Someone's giving the whole sneak peek of everything.
All right.
Is it maybe a throwback of yesteryear with a certain event?
It's possibly that in the works, too.
Okay.
right.
We might be on. We have not talked about this, but I think I might have an idea of where they're going.
But maybe smaller scale, not of what that was.
Okay. Begins with an M. Never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah. If we're talking the
In a
same
way,
thing.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
We'll
right.
have to say
Yeah.
at another point in time.
That should be interesting. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, we'll see if we can, at the college able to swing this together, pull it off
Right.
and stuff. And there are a lot of exciting activities planned, I know, for 2018. Of course, the 50 Acts of Service is still going on, so there'll be a lot of opportunities. We'll promote some of those as well when we get
Some
to
of
the
those
spring.
people are actually coming here.
All right. That would be outstanding. We're going to bring them on this show?
That's all in the works, and other people they're working with.
Okay. Well, we're inviting any of them. If they want to come
Things.
out and talk about a program they got coming up, we invite them to come in here, chat. We'll see if we can drum up some business, get some people to come out and help them out. So
Right.
a lot of great things going on with the college this year. So
Like a good example, 3 of them are already scheduled as of yesterday.
this
Like,
guy, he's
on the ball.
He's going.
You got bright future ahead of you, man.
You could be the manager of this radio station one day.
One day.
One day?
If he ever gets out of the secretarial position.
That's right.
This is radio, shaking heads. Does that work?
Yes. But they can see if they're logged on a live stream with the handy dandy webcam, Steve.
That's
You
great.
remember
So you're
the-
on camera.
You
right
remember
now.
the webcam, right?
I do now.
Okay.
So as the food
Forgot
dribbles
about
down,
that. Forgot about that one, didn't you?
I'm not the one wearing white, though.
I know. That's why I've strategically learned how to re-eat, at least during the workday.
That's right.
So,
Maybe.
But being that we are eating, Steve and I took the bold prediction of taking the Denver Broncos
Now, this is a toilet bowl game.
over the New York Jets.
Yes, it was a 60
And
grit.
all I heard, I don't know how if you got any flack for it, but when I got back down to the radio, the police department, the chief was listening to the program, and he was pretty amazed that I actually went with the Denver Broncos, and I kept getting flack from it throughout some of the other guys, and sometimes you just got to roll the dice,
Yeah, tip your cap.
it
The
paid
Broncos-
off big.
The Broncos smoked the
Right.
Jets. Smoked them.
But
Yep.
though the QB broke his hand.
That's
It
part of the
happens,
game, man.
you know,
That's,
I know that's the only reason maybe that one went down.
You think so? Well, I don't know. All I know is
Maybe.
it was 60 grit from my end. It was,
That's right.
was not a pleasurable toilet bowl experience. So
so it's like college ply. Right?
So I know that we haven't really talked a lot about NFL, but I mean we are talking about. We should at least.
I didn't
mention
even
a few
watch.
things.
I just, I went through my.
Oh, you were pretty fast on posting that on
That's
Facebook.
because I went to Google.
Someone was just sitting
Denver
there,
Broncos score.
just waiting for it.
I had to put it
Oh
on
my
this
god!
page.
Oh my
Absolutely,
god! I'm going to
absolutely.
break the protest and look at it.
No, I didn't go in any. I just Google. I don't need to go to the NFL's webpage.
That's what they say. Okay.
Well, hey, we got to give them credit. They did pick the winners, both of them. So congratulations to both. And of
Woohoo!
course,
Thank you, gentlemen.
this is a side note to Kyle, who's not mentioned much anymore. We did pay up right away and actually showed up. So that's a good note.
Who?
Yeah, exactly right. He's gone.
He still owes you from the last one.
He does. I think he owes me a soda.
that guy. I
Well,
tell you.
regardless in that, yeah.
Well, we do got to talk about at least a couple other games. I mean, we got to at least mention the Browns. I mean, they lost again, unfortunately, but we got to at least
Lost.
mention
You
it.
really want to talk about
No, they didn't
that?
really lose. As I heard, they just eloquently just blew it.
Well,
in the
yeah, they
last
had
quarter.
a 14-point lead and in the fourth quarter,
Right.
and were unable to hang on.
Not out of character, though.
No. They've held
No,
steady.
especially that last one.
So you're
that
saying
last play.
they're playing well into what's expected.
There's a pattern here,
Go that way.
but I will say, I mean, this
Well,
one
really, the pattern of the QB.
This was a new low though. I mean, or new level, different time.
I
mean, it
know.
came right down to the last minute of the fourth quarter, and they
No, overtime.
Well, but what I'm saying though is that they were going in to score, and they stopped the guy, and
Goal
I
line.
got it first time. They stopped him right, and they initially was called a touchdown, got called back, no touchdown, just outside, and then of course the very next play they threw a pass in the end zone to tie it up. Gets in overtime, Kaiser right away. I don't know what he was doing. I have no idea. He was falling
really
back,
wanna
turn.
know?
He just flailed it up in the air, interception. Yeah, Benny Hill for sure. Yeah, it was absolutely
That's Kaiser
unbelievable.
for ya.
Yeah, that was it. So cost him the game. But with that, though, the Browns did have some exciting news. I mean, they let go of Sashi, picked up John Dorsey, a new GM, and at the same time, they said they were going to hang on to their coach, Hugh Jackson, for at least another year, which is very interesting because usually the Browns' mode of operation has been new GM, new coach, and so on and so forth. So with that, maybe they're not going to rebuild, and maybe they'll actually start to move forward.
I'm a fan of Hugh.
Right.
So I am glad with the move.
Well, you sort of knew Sashi's days were right over, like the beginning of the
Here's the
Cincinnati
problem I
game.
have with it.
Well, when they blew that non-trade thing with the Cincinnati quarterback,
Well,
that was the end of it all right
Here's
there.
the problem with it, though.
Well, the other thing, if you think of this, you have, Jimmy, you have Hugh laughing in that with McCarron in it. You sort of knew Sashi's days were over, that all three of them are down on the field talking and laughing in that.
Yeah.
That was sort of that trigger sign of that secret, smoke.
You have to understand one thing. And I know Haslam was getting some social media flack for being up in his box a couple weeks ago laughing, and, they showed the score at the bottom. There's some level these guys who are professionals, whether it's NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, whatever. Losing is part of the game,
Right.
While the fans really feel that hurt and pain, right? And I'm not saying that they enjoy losing. I really don't think they'd be doing what they do if they enjoyed losing. But when you're as bad as the Browns or any organization that would have that 0-13 status, right? You already know something's catastrophically wrong. You're not even looking towards winning anything for the rest. Your sights are already set on next year.
Right.
So I guess if they're relaxed and maybe putting a vibe out there that makes the fan think that they don't care. I think that's wrong to assume that they don't care. I think they care very much. I mean, they like money in their pocket as well. But it might be a good sign that they are possibly relaxed with that vision of the future. Maybe they do see some calm, or I should say some success, hopefully, with their path. But I don't know if announcing they're going to keep him on for another year was the right thing, because, like Steve, I do like Hugh Jackson. Go figure. But when you've already put out there, well, with the new GM, we're going to hold on to Hugh Jackson for another year, which is good. Let the new GM get to experience him, and vice versa. But you've also planted the seed now with Jackson, right? They need to stay the course. Keep your coach. Let the GM conform to the coach. Let those two do what they need to do, because obviously they work hand in hand with each other.
Right.
And I mean, I wish them success, because, the North is horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible, really. I mean, Cincinnati, horrible year this year compared to what they normally do. Cleveland, could set a precedent.
Right.
But Pittsburgh, Baltimore wasn't all that great.
No.
And Baltimore does visit here this week for the last game,
it's gonna be a
last
cold
home
game.
game of the year.
I will be there.
You're going to be
Ouch.
there?
I will be
Now, did you pay more than $6 for your tickets?
They were
It's going to cost you more in gas to go.
season tickets handed to me.
Oh, hand it to you. Oh, well, hey, that's outside. If I had season tickets handed to me, I'd even consider going.
Do me a favor. Eat before you go. Don't give them any money.
I'll be down in the parking lot a couple hours.
Nice.
All right, enjoying, getting on there, getting ready.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I mean, with that, they do play the Ravens this week. Do we have a prediction on that? And this will not be the toilet bowl game, I got to believe.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Okay. I don't see the Browns winning. I
Oh,
can't see
goodness,
it.
no.
No.
I'm going to give you a number. How about 17-3?
You're giving the Browns 3 points against Baltimore.
I am.
I figure they'll get at least a touchdown.
I say 24-21. I think the Browns.
Oh, my
I think the
gosh.
Browns will surge, but it won't be enough to win.
Oh, my gosh. No, I don't see it being that close. I'll give them maybe a touchdown if they get lucky on some fluke play, but I think a couple field goals might be more like it. And now the Ravens' offense is not very strong, but this could be
Browns D isn't that great either, though.
This could be a 9-3 game or something like that. I mean, something god awful to watch, and that wouldn't shock me at all. We'll call it a defensive struggle for that day. But, I'm not so sure about that. Now, when they came on, notice they let go of Kenny Brett right away, right?
Yes, they did.
And, of course, he's been linked to the Patriots this week. So, let's see. If Kenny Brett goes to the Patriots, anybody want to take a bet on whether or not he turns around and has a player of the game type performance this week?
I doubt this week.
Or a ring on his finger in February.
Well, how much will he actually contribute to that?
I've said for years, and this is even going back into the 90s, that Cleveland has always been a training camp for everybody else. And that's what happens.
Yep.
They start out and it's Cleveland. So unfortunately, they don't progress. They go somewhere else, and we develop superstars.
And that's a dynamic that needs to change.
Right.
Or that we have them and we just don't re-sign them and they walk.
Well, you stop that by winning.
Exactly right.
Sure.
And
exactly right.
It's not a
Well,
over
when you
the,
don't
over the
offer
off season
a
type of
contract to
event.
the
You got to
guy,
build
that's
that.
kind of hard.
You got to what?
Like Mitchell Schwartz, he didn't offer him a contract. They just let him walk.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They got two
And a
top
few
10
others.
picks. They got 2 top 10 picks coming in again this year. What do you do with that? I mean, it's early to talk about it, but do you go back to the quarterback thing again?
Sadly.
And if so, who? I mean, do you take Darnell? Do you go with
Well, you have
Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield?
No.
I mean,
Yes. He'll plant another flag in Ohio.
No. He reminds me Johnny personality.
that was very good.
He's not as arrogant as Johnny. He's not. Well,
He
how
is
should I put
arrogant,
that?
though.
He's not as.
Wait,
he's not
wait.
as in your face.
No, here's the difference. Baker Mayfield. Okay,
I don't care about his Heisman.
No.
You should.
No,
No.
you should. Well, you should, and here's why. He came as a non-scholarship player. He was a walk-on. essentially.
That's huge.
Okay. That means he busted his hump to get to where he's at because no one else wanted him or enough to give him
Right.
that opportunity. So any player that can go from that to that level, he's got an ethic in him. He's got some more. Is he cocky? Yeah, he's got to be, though. He's got a little
got some
ethic.
swag. You gotta have a
with
swag.
Yeah, man, you got
it's
to.
not all just him. You had the wide receivers around him, so on and so forth, that make him look that good.
Well, never is it one person.
Well, first
So,
off,
I mean,
it starts
you know,
with his arm throwing it to them. After it's in the air, it's up to them to catch it. But
Right.
yes, it is a team.
Well, no,
in
it's
that-
not all that. Protections, all that stuff, calling.
Well,
it's other
it's a
things
team
besides
effort.
just
but it's
like,
anybody.
but
The
last week
ball.
you're going back to that area like if everything was perfect.
Right.
Well, of course he's great. He had a great team. Okay, that's the goal.
part of it.
I
It's
mean,
part of it.
I'm sure in some way, shape, or form he knows he didn't earn that by himself.
So,
I mean, there's
would JT Barrett be awesome if he was on a great team, or is he the downside of the great team?
right.
I don't believe Baker will be like a Carson Wentz. I really
Well,
don't.
You mean
look
injured?
Yeah, I was saying, look at Carson Wentz now. I mean, he's out
well,
for like
not
9 months.
injured, but let's say right now, I don't think he's going to be.
I don't think
put in
Carson
those
Wentz is
numbers.
all that great.
Oh,
He's held his own. I got to
Yeah.
give credit. He's held his
There's-
own. I mean, he's come in. He's
is
a young
he
guy,
great?
and he's done.
No, but he's working and
telling you,
progress
there's-
that way.
The days of, I think Brady is that last quarterback, right? The Favre,
Are
the
we on a
Favre.
delay?
What's that?
What's that?
What delay?
Are we on a delay?
No,
You're bringing up Brady.
I'm just saying quarterback wise, right? Gone is the franchise quarterback. You don't see it anymore.
I find it interesting that the more rules that they implement to protect the quarterback,
The more they
seems
get
like
hurt.
the more they get hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're not getting trained and conditioned.
All right, right. It's just nuts. Well, we got to talk about another situation: the Jags and Seahawks. The Jags obviously won that game, but at the ending of that game, the Jags were essentially taking a knee to finish out the game. Some of the Seahawks players, the defensive lineman went hard.
Love it.
And, swiped at the ball, caused some fisticuffs, a little bit of arguing,
It's
that kind
football.
of thing. Guy got ejected. As on his way out, spectator threw a drink at him. Didn't hit him, threw a drink at him. Then he decided he wanted to go out and have some words with the spectators. And as he goes out there, then they go back and forth. More drinks are thrown at him and stuff.
Nice.
And it just became
Bottlegate too.
Well, no, they weren't bottles, but it was
I'd heard
it
they
was
were.
the cups
Oh,
and stuff
cups,
like
okay.
that. Yeah, drinks, that kind of stuff. So it's just
Good.
interesting how that went, and so I'm just curious.
All these
Is everyone
sports teams want that fan experience. They got it.
yeah, that's right.
They
And
got the
Kyle's
experience.
crying deep down inside.
Here's the thing: starting at the knee, come hard. It's football,
Right.
so you take a knee. Okay,
I have to disagree with that.
I know, man. That's football. Bring it. And if they're going to take a knee, then they need to protect better.
Well, here's the thing: is it was still a one touchdown game. You swipe the ball,
You could run it in.
that gives you a play.
Sure.
You get a play, you throw a touchdown. I mean, the game's not over
Right.
theoretically because they
I mean,
took
if
the knee
those guys,
twice.
if those
So it's
guys on
two
the line
plays.
are relaxing and kind of doing the half standing up thing,
Right.
shame on them.
And obviously that's what
Right.
essentially what happened with it and everything. But they still went hard. I
Now,
mean,
the fan should be charged. With
Right.
the
If they
throwing,
can- if they can
throwing
find it,
gear,
I would agree.
whatever onto the field.
but also in my view, the player you got to be bigger than that. You got to walk by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're already almost in the locker room. It comes out, didn't hit you.
Right.
Not that that's the case. I mean, it was still thrown, which is absolutely wrong on a fan's part. But on the same aspect as a player, you're 10 feet from the tunnel. You keep walking, man.
Right.
Just keep walking. I mean, you're not going to gain anything by going up back and arguing with fans.
Right.
There's no win there. No win.
Just to
But-
break down a composure.
Yeah. Well, he got ejected, so I'm sure he was ticked
Right.
off, and a lot of stuff happened there. So yeah, interesting concept, but we will not have that happen here at Lakeland because we are on top of things, and our police handle things great. And,
Yeah.
we're on top of it.
Whoop, whoop.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Plus, we need a football team.
But yeah, so anyway, that happened. So any other thoughts on? What about you, young man? I mean, what do you think? Good, bad, indifferent?
Oh, Kyle didn't want to talk about that.
Well,
When he came in Monday and that,
yeah.
because he's a Seahawks fan and that, so I couldn't
What do you-
help to ask
What do
his
you
opinion
think?
of
What do
that.
you think? Take a stand. We got to get you to learn to take a stand. You want to be
I
a
don't
general
know how to
manager?
take a stand.
Don't
You wanna
deflect.
You want to be a general manager? Learn to take a stand. pros and cons that come with it.
It was stupid if you're that far out, almost to a tunnel net to go back. It's pretty much asking, for issues and that.
So when he gets fined this week, the player gets fined. You're in support of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of dumb,
Okay.
You're that far away, and
We
What
know.
What if he wasn't that far away? What if he was in the end zone still walking out? Would it be okay then?
Not really.
Okay, so it's not the distance.
Not
It's
really
just
at all.
as a player, keep your nose closed, mouth closed, and go.
Pretty much.
Okay, fair enough.
They're paying your check. And
I mean,
that,
it's like
so,
he did a Ron Artest.
Oh, who's paying his check?
Well, the fans and that, in a way.
No.
Yeah,
He's not a public
they're-
servant.
Yeah,
But they're paying their check and that,
Is he elected?
No, I would say he's not a public servant.
he shouldn't, go and need to pick a fight with them.
right.
Well, I don't think he's the one to pick that.
No. What would have been great is
Well,
Take the
in a-
high road.
Well, in a
that's
way,
it.
if you go and turn back and go after it, you
Right.
start picking it.
No.
you're finishing.
No.
I would love to say identify the guy. Say,
There-
oh, you threw it. Yeah, come on down
he's-
here.
he's most
you
likely-
two go
yeah.
at it. Let's see. Go
Right.
ahead. Now let's see how big a guy you are
Right.
now. Throwing it from up
I'll
the
even take
stands.
my pads off.
That's exactly right.
In fact, he's not even going to probably even have to pay it out of pocket. The team's
Oh,
going
I'm
to pick
sure.
it up. It's in,
Absolutely.
it's in all their. A lot of people, when they get hit with these fines, a lot of people think that that's coming out of their wallet. It's
right,
not. It's
right.
coming from the team.
Right. They're not. Go to some charity
Right.
to support something. Or,
Roger Goodell's slush fund.
I don't really think it would hurt their pocket anyway.
It probably wouldn't,
No.
but a lot of that's
No.
based in the contracts with the NLFPA.
Just have to reach a little further into that right hand pocket there. And,
This is probably the max
extra
he's going
nickel.
to get is probably 30.
Say it
Like
again?
30,000?
oh, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Probably.
That's shit.
That's chump change.
Right.
to those guys.
Exactly,
That's in his pocket.
Speaking of the league,
Yeah.
how would you guys? I know the season's not over yet, but how would you guys rate your commissioner?
You know what? It's so easy to sit back and say, you know what, he should have handled the whole flag anthem thing differently. He should handle this. Those things I think are very difficult because they're very politically charged, and I think that when politics and athletics are mixed, I think it's they shouldn't be. But I will say this is that the one thing that does bother me is their handling of suspensions recently, where essentially they've taken it out of their hands and said, okay, the NFL is going to suspend you for a game. Then they send it to a gentleman to evaluate that.
Arbitrator.
And he either says yay or nay. And whatever it happens, then the NFL's like, well, okay. I mean, whatever they decide,
Right.
And I think that taking that responsibility control out of the hands, I think that is not the right way to go.
Right.
You're the league. I think you should run it, in my opinion.
Yeah, the whole Sikh suspension thing.
Yeah,
That was sort of
I think that's crazy.
Malarkey. Hogwash.
Right. The good thing is they got someone to handle it who's supposedly unbiased. But the bad thing is that with the league kind of lost their control of it. And I think
Right.
if it's your league, you run it, you enforce it. But as far as the whole flag thing and stuff, I mean, again, it's easy to sit back and say, I could have done this, should have done this. But I don't know how much different you want it. I mean, how polarizing do you want to be when you got so many contracts, you got so much endorsement deals out there, and you're trying to make everybody happy. And I think that's where they got caught.
Do you, independent of that,
Yeah.
but just in the totality of his performance as commissioner, do you not see it as he has transitioned to rock star Roger Goodell rather than commissioner and taking care of what needs to be done for the
Well,
benefit of the NFL?
I do see that when I watch the draft.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he's
absolutely.
a superstar.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's no question.
So
about that.
I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe the owners need to have a quorum or something here.
Well, they've got one owner that was not
Well,
very happy
Jerry?
about Jerry Jones. You
Yeah.
know,
But that was old news too. That was being drummed
Forever.
back up.
That's exactly
that
right.
was actually old news.
exactly.
They got
exactly right.
rehashed, and
Yep.
hey,
Yeah.
good for Jerry Jones. I mean, I don't know.
But you got to remember too, now the commissioner works for the owners.
Right.
So the question is what do the owners want?
I think I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they want money. They want stardom. They want
Sure.
if the revenues are going up, commissioners must be doing a great job.
I don't think
Sports
revenues are
positive.
going up, though.
Profit, though.
What's that?
NFL's a non-profit.
Oh, right. That's right. Nonprofit.
With
right.
some government oversight.
right. Are they going up? No, not right now.
Right.
But it was an interesting year from that perspective. You know what I mean?
I
But
think that's going to carry, though. I think
I think it will short term. Short term.
Short term, like ends at the end of this year.
No, I think maybe a year, maybe two at most.
2 to 3
at most.
Don't you think that's enough of a ripple though to say, well, it's not going to kill us,
Right.
but we do need to find a new person.
Well, he signed a 5-year contract, so
They'd buy him
I thought
out.
it was
Well, they could. They could certainly buy him out.
Here's a remainder walk.
That's true. I don't know. I don't see that happening right now.
Because he's almost too big for his britches,
Yeah.
right? He's almost Bud Selig now.
Let me ask you this: when does the Players Association contract expire?
I don't know.
Because if it expires within that 5 years, then they're going to want him there from a negotiating perspective because he's been there, done that, and I don't know. That's something I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but to your point, yes, I do agree with you. But I also, it goes back to kind of what I was just saying to Jeremiah. Quite honestly, is nobody in this situation is willing to take a stand for anything,
Right.
Because they're afraid of of what's
Yeah,
going to happen.
you're never going to please
you know?
everybody, and I think
Right. Right.
we all
So-
know that.
Right.
Right. So, but what do you believe in? What are you willing to stand for? And,
Right.
and that's it's very rare to find anybody in a higher position
Right.
such as that to take a stand and say, this is what I believe, this is how we're doing it.
Right.
You know, and to me that's disappointing.
Tell you what, though, man, it's really sparked my NHL watching lately.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of good things. The Golden Knights out in Vegas, they got a chance of making it, right? Making a
IHL?
playoff. No,
No,
making
NHL.
NHL making the playoffs.
I haven't caught any of their games.
I haven't either. I've just been reading about them a little bit.
Kind of limited on what the NBC Sports Channel is showing. I
Right.
caught a game last week, and who was it? I can't remember. But anyway,
Well, they're
high pace, fast action, good scoring.
It's a great. I still think it's difficult to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
And my daughter Steve, she's into film editing, that kind of stuff. And so what I've said to her, my son's in engineering.
Okay.
I said to him is, you guys got to figure out how to make the NHL watchable on TV. If you can figure that out, you'll be set. You know,
like that.
I think
because
it's good on TV, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nothing's better than being there, but
I think what I hear is people can't follow the puck. It's too fast.
well, they tried the blue.
Right,
flame or whatever you wanna call
I know
it.
next year they're trying a chip thing again next year.
Right.
They did that for the World Hockey Championships. They did
Okay.
the chip thing. They're going to try to get an NHL next year. I'm not sure if preseason.
What about making
or
it
whatnot.
make it like a neon yellow puck instead of black? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, part of it too is the angles because the cameras are always off to the side. So anytime the puck's along the boards,
You
the
don't-
near
well,
boards, you can't see
yeah,
it. But
I guess you understand. I don't know. I understand that, but
well, I do, you do, but Joe Average out there who you're trying to get
right.
is not seeing it. I mean,
Right.
when there's some beautiful passes and some goals, and the only way anyone ever sees it is if they go super slow mo.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think that's a something they got to figure out.
I got a factoid for you.
All right, let's see it.
What is how do I frame this? 20 years ago this is the anniversary of two teams that met.
1997.
Yes.
Okay, two teams that met.
Was that the answer?
No.
I'm
20 years
I'm
ago.
a math genius.
Colorado Rockies, Detroit Red Wings.
Okay.
What happened?
Let's see, Patrick Waugh was doing what? I don't know.
The
Steve.
fight.
Tell me more, man.
You remember the brawl, the big brawl?
with Bertuzzi?
Patrick Waugh, Lemieux was involved.
I
Jeremiah
don't-
can bring it up.
I don't recall it. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I brought up the other thing. So 2021.
The Players Association.
All right, so that's 3 years. So that means he'd be involved with that. So
I don't think it'll last.
Well, especially if you think right here, you have these guys going saying already saving money in that for the lockout and that.
well, that's what
That's
they
a
need to do,
long
though.
time
That's what
away.
they
You
need
know,
to
it's
do.
a
though.
matter of time till that's actually going to go long.
Jeremiah, YouTube the Avalanche,
Avalanche
Red Wings fight.
If
I-
1997, if
3 years away. There's a lot that can happen, and I don't
Right.
think they're going to keep Goodell around. The Players Association. I mean, the owners.
I will say this: if they have a lockout, Goodell will be gone.
Sure, because he can't maintain.
Right. But if he's able to settle it, and at that point the revenues are still there and stuff, I think he's fine.
I don't see
Of course,
it.
how old is he? When does he get out too? I mean, at some point you get out.
50s.
Right. So I mean, by then he might be saying, "Hey, I'm out, 5 and out." I mean,
Maybe.
who knows? You know.
I don't see them recovering. I don't, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you why. You have your people like me now watching.
Right.
You have your people, I don't really care, I'm going to watch anyway. Then you have your people in the middle, and
Right.
eventually they'll gravitate back to whatever side they're on.
Yep.
But where they're not paying attention is the youth.
Youth is getting killed right now.
The youth do not care about sports this much.
There's a lot of truth there. That's across the board, though.
No, you're right. But that's why I'm saying they
Right.
won't recover.
Right.
Because they have such a chasm in the viewership that they do have now.
Right.
They're not,
Right.
I don't know. That's just my prediction.
Well, it's interesting. That is a good point, and I do think though that is across the board. What I mean by that,
colleges are feeling it. Their student body is not selling
right,
out the
because,
stadiums.
Right, because let's be honest, it's cheaper, easier if you're in college to watch it on TV,
Right.
or
they just don't care.
Right.
They really just don't care.
They love the tailgating. They love the party before.
Well, sure,
And they love
but that's
the-
like Browns fans.
Right, and they love the party after.
That's Browns. When you go down to Muni Lot or the Docks or whatever,
Right.
It's about the party. It's not about the team.
That's exactly
Hey, let's
right.
go down and pour some red Solo
He's
cups.
58.
Well, we've gotten used to losing.
58. Okay.
Yeah, there's always next year. What? That's not the attitude to have.
First
Yeah.
round draft pick.
Right,
But-
and that's
but-
the worst attitude to have. Just keep
Oh,
losing.
too.
We need a first round draft pick because all the other ones over the past 20 years have worked out great.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
to that point, though, I think that's a really Batman's 58. He indicated to us, but I think what was that name? Detroit
Red Wings, Colorado Rockies, Rocky Avalanche.
Yeah. But across the
Fight.
board, pick another sport. Look at baseball. Similar type thing. They feel they're
And
losing
the funny
youth.
thing, I think,
But the games are so now they're looking at pace of play. They're looking at this. They're looking at that, and it's just been crazy.
and I actually think MLB, as strange as it sounds, is seeing a bigger resurgence since the home run days with
Right.
McGuire and Sosa
Right.
for some reason.
I'm just looking over your shoulder right now at that fight.
You don't remember this one? 20 years. Makes me feel old.
Should.
No, it was a brawl. It was a brawl. The refs definitely.
Let him go. Well, back in that day, they did let him go, which was great until they fell down.
Jesus Christ, that goes on.
See how he went in?
Language.
Now that it went down, so he goes down, so now the refs break it up. That's how it used to be. It was awesome. That's how it was in my heyday when I used to
Not
watch it all
done
the
yet.
time.
Oh, it's not done. It's 15 minutes.
15-minute long
done.
fight.
Oh, jeepers creepers.
So yeah, this was the 20-year anniversary.
Who's that? Draper? Is that Chris Draper?
Maybe.
No, they all get lit up. There's a lot of blood on
'Cause
ice.
even if you look right there, that little thing, almost 12 minutes in, it's still going on.
See, for what you guys
Put it-
may,
just
may or may
fast
not
forward to the
know,
middle.
what you guys may or may not know is when I grew up, the Red Wings farm team, which is now in Grand Rapids, their AHL team, was in my hometown. So a lot of those guys, when they won the Stanley Cup and stuff like that, I saw a lot of them
Come
play
through
in
the
the
system.
minor leagues. Yeah,
That was
it
straight
phenomenal.
on fight.
Outstanding.
What's the other ones?
Claude Lemieux,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
I like it. I like it.
When you have
Oh,
a
you got
chance, go back
there.
and just. Can't believe you don't remember that.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, that was like
that one.
that was like all the half hour of Sports Center.
Then this one.
Well, they're all the
You
same
can really
one.
have fun.
They're
Are
all
you
the-
sure?
They're all the same fight, dude. It's just different guys on the different parts of the ice.
Yep.
They each have their own little battles going.
Yeah.
Both hockey.
Well, it's
both,
all separate
Both
little
goalies actually
incidences.
come out
Yep.
and engage at about center ice.
Yep.
And their pads are
I tell
shirts
you,
are coming off.
I love watching it when the goalies go at it. When the goalies go at it, it's so great. You know, as I say, they come out and they just throw their gloves and stuff.
Punching in a
All's
helmet's
I-
not a good idea.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
I always
Yeah.
wondered about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you can see it right here. Except it comes off, then the other one comes
Yeah.
off.
But anyway, I don't want to.
Punching
I don't want to
awesome.
ruin the being that it's a
Not
visual.
effective.
Yeah. That's outstanding. That's outstanding. Should the NHL allow this? Because they've kind of tried to go away from this a little bit with the change of rules and stuff over the course of time. You know, as the clutch and grabs kind of gone away, that's taken away some of the
I
tracking
think it's
situation.
I think it's gone away. You can definitely tell in the level of play. It's faster. It's less engaging.
Right.
In that respect.
Right.
But you still get them. You still
Yeah,
get the fights and stuff.
occasionally,
But
yep.
I think it's a good balance.
Yeah.
I really do. It brought the sport back into the game
Right.
rather than everybody living in fear of the enforcer.
Right.
You know,
Right.
just like I'm not going by you. You know.
See, but I am a fan of the enforcer model.
I am too.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's good. I mean, if someone's a good player, great for them. But if let's see if they can take a hit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times, I mean, that is hockey. Hockey's a very physical game.
Sure.
And if a player is very skilled but can't take a hit, that's the neutralizer. That's how you play the game. You know, and it's legal.
Well, it's like football, though.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't take the hit, don't play the game.
That's exactly right.
true.
You know.
Exactly right. So.
Yeah, and, whatever. That steers off on a different topic of the concussion protocol and.
Well, should we talk about that over the weekend? I can't remember the quarterback there. Shoot.
Cam?
No. It was a quarterback this weekend who, God, I can't remember which game it was in now. He got knocked out in the end zone. He got sacked, and he literally was laying on the ground. His hands were shaking. All right, so it was concussion. No
It wasn't
question
Wentz,
about
was it?
No.
No.
Wentz was a knee injury. And then, anyway, so they came out. They put him in the, underneath the tent, did their evaluation. He was back in.
He's
next
all
day.
good.
Well, he played two or three plays, and they pulled him back out. And so now, of course, the doctors, the medical staff, everyone's under a big microscope. What were they doing? You know what I mean? And so of course the coaches got hit, but then but of course the coaches have no say in this.
That's what I thought.
Easy, Tiger.
What's that? What did you think? He thought something.
Well, right here, Tom
Tom
Savage.
Tom Savage. Okay. So, there he is shaking. You can see it. You can see it there, right there, on the right here. There you can see his.
Yeah.
But they show it, and
Maybe he pulled a John Fogerty.
I don't know, but
Coach.
yeah.
You
Well,
would
I'm
be
sure he
singing
did.
that if that was you.
No, as a player, you would be. That's the thing. But anyway, so that whole thing happened over the weekend. So it was a tough one from there.
Someone said something.
Not going to be able to catch them all.
No.
But if you have symptoms like that, it's probably
Right. See how his hands are shaking right
we
there?
need to bury you in the locker room for the rest of the game.
That's it. That's exactly right. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so we probably should get to college football here a little bit.
Hey, I totally missed the Army-Navy game Saturday.
Army.
Who won?
Army.
Oh.
Navy missed a field goal at the end.
So glad we didn't make that the pizza game because I would have taken Navy.
Yep, Navy missed a field goal at the end. So
I was thinking of it though, going Army.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Just
you had the opportunity to
kicks.
choose the game.
I know.
All right, I just want to be clear on that.
Army won last year too, I think, right?
Army's
don't
been.
know.
I think so.
I don't know.
They might have. I know they kind of go back and forth. Navy's been pretty good with that option.
Hey, one game we got to at least mention is the Bills game. The Bills game this past weekend, Bills Colts in Buffalo. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to see that game,
No.
but they had a snowstorm come in, and literally on the field, they had the lines kind of shoveled, plowed, whatever. But then the rest of the field, like every 10 yards,
Okay.
right? The rest of the field, middle was kind of packed down to 3 or 4 inches. The rest of the field had 7, 8
Good
or
for
more
them.
inches on it. It was outstanding
And that's
to
why
watch.
you never play in a dome.
Yeah. But it was exciting. I mean, you see guys get tackled and just booming all the snow, just a puff of snow going up and everything
That's
like that.
great.
It was outstanding. But I will say though, Adam Vinatieri, the kicker for Indianapolis, he
Still pounding them out, huh?
Well, here's the problem though: is with his snow and the crap like that, he wound up missing 2 field goals.
Right.
So he's got a clause in
Yeah.
his contract for $500,000, so $500,000 if he makes 90% or more of his field goals
Tell
for
me
the
it
year.
ruined his average.
It did. He was at 95%, 22 for 23, something like that. Missed 2, so now he's at like 88%. So they were figuring out he's got to go like 5 for 5 in the last 3 games just to get his bonus, or else he's out.
He can do it.
Oh, he certainly could do it, but it was just interesting.
Field
that
goals.
was success. Yes.
Not extra points.
Yes, field goals. So, I mean, you got to have 5 field goals in
Right.
the last 3 games. And then
Your offense has got to play good, but not that good.
right. That's far enough.
Right.
Give me to the 20 and
Yeah.
I'm there. But,
Take a knee.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting there. My Patriots, I had to guess that they lost. So
Yeah. You'll get that.
That was
brutal.
good for
They're
my
already,
fantasy
they're
team.
already in the playoffs. So, I mean,
Yeah, they're
come
going to
on.
win the division and stuff, but still. But
It's all right. Rest them up.
Pittsburgh Patriots this week, though. That'll be a good game.
That should be a good game.
Should be a very good game, I think. But I'm a little nervous about that one. But anyway, college football, going on to it.
Who's next, Jeremiah? What do we got
Well,
up there?
we're looking at Roll Tide here, right? Should we give them the opportunity to talk about the Tide for a little bit here, or
Sure.
we heard enough? What do you got to say about Alabama? They play Clemson now, just so you know, just everyone's on the same page here. Clemson, the number
It
1
doesn't
team in
matter.
the land.
I'm just a diehard fan, and it doesn't matter. They just keep rolling.
He's even got his Clemson shirt on today, Clemson color, I should say.
I was wondering if Valentine's Day.
Crimson color.
I'm a Clemson fan.
All right. No. I think It's Nick Saban. We're just going to keep going. That's all. That's it.
Do you think he deserved the 4 seed?
No.
Okay. Who do you think should have gotten it?
Wisconsin. They only
They
lost
weren't
one.
that good.
They only
though.
lost one though.
But they had mediocre schedule, though.
Oh.
I probably would have gone Wisconsin. I do agree with that. They had a good season.
So even though Ohio State beat Wisconsin, you would still go with
I
Wisconsin?
still would, because other than that, I just got to say I'm going to Ohio State because I live here. So I'm being honest.
Okay.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah,
Much like every other Ohio State bot.
yeah. Is he not welcome back in the studio now after this or something?
No, he's perfectly well.
Sadly, you guys are back.
I know. I'm not an Ohio State fan, unfortunately.
Especially it's been four scores and 7 years ago.
4
until
scores
the-
and 7 years ago.
So that's a
Since those
47,
Hokies ever got
57.
ranked ever.
Hey, ranked. They're ranked now. What are you talking about? It's not about being ranked. Come on, this guy. He's got no
I mean,
clue over
seriously,
there.
the football,
They're ranked right
they're
now.
ranked.
really?
They've been ranked most of the year.
This guy.
This guy's got no idea what's going on here. Well, maybe.
I
Well,
haven't seen him on
possibly.
there.
40 scores and 7 to 8 years ago.
Are you the manager of the station? Come on, do your fact check.
Are
here.
you
Will
at the?
Come on now.
Are you an athletic director?
I am, and
Are you
therefore
sure?
I know where Tech is at. Go ahead. I even know where our girls are ranked.
How are the girls? Well, you know what? Let's finish up college football real
All
quick
right,
because I think
all
we
right.
have some games coming up. But
We do.
Yeah.
we do need to cover Laker
well, that's
sports.
next week.
Yep. Alabama, Clemson. Yeah, they're not until January 1st. Georgia, Oklahoma. So next week we put our bets in on that. I would assume. This
We're
week
gonna
though,
be here next week.
are we here next
Yeah.
week?
That'll be the last.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
You gonna
okay.
be here?
Yes.
I will be here as well. 12-16, so that's this coming weekend. Some games. Let me know if you want to bet on any of these games, all right? Grambling, North Carolina, AT&T. Troy, North Texas. Western Kentucky, Georgia State. Boise State, Oregon. Marshall, Colorado State. Middle Tennessee, Arkansas State. 12-19, next Tuesday is Akron, the Zips against Florida Atlantic. You know, I don't know if we want to look at that game or not. That's all we got coming up, guys. So unless you want to take another NFL game.
I don't care.
NFL, you got Ravens, Browns, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Pittsburgh, Cowboys, Raiders are probably the top games.
You guys were.
I'll take another
I would say
Pittsburgh.
Patriot Pittsburgh
Yeah.
game. We'll go with that because you guys were like, "Oh, that's a good game."
Should be a good game. Patriots,
Okay,
Pittsburgh.
Let's make that the pizza game.
You good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll let you bet first. then.
Where is the
Patriots,
game?
Pittsburgh.
Foxborough?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Pitt all the way.
Pittsburgh all the way.
I have to go Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I say in New England.
New
I
England?
think they're going to pull it out.
All right, I of course got to go with my Pats and Tom Brady leading the way.
We're going to remember this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pats, Steelers.
Well, I had to go with the Antonio Brown fantasy team.
Well, I tell you what, Pittsburgh's playing well right now. I
See,
will
so-
say that
you get
Pittsburgh's
wrapped
playing
up
well.
in
They're
it.
hitting.
You
They're
can't
doing-
necessarily.
I hate to say that, but they are doing well.
They're
You,
playing.
you
very
can't
well
wrap
right now.
that all together just because you have Antonio Brown on your fantasy. This is a totally separate bet,
Right,
though. You
right.
can't.
Why,
Well,
one
I
of
got
them-
Antonio Brown on my fantasy, so I got to take Pittsburgh.
Right.
It's like,
Well,
no.
other thing is I need
It's-
him to perform.
Well, yeah,
so,
you can have him perform all day long on an individual basis.
Right.
This is team against team.
Right, right. So okay, so that's our game of the week, if you will. Other things going on here. We should probably mention. Do we want to talk baseball at all? Giancarlo Stanton to the Yankees.
Nah, I don't think anybody's in the baseball mode right now.
Oh, that was brutal.
I'm not.
For me, that was disheartening. I'm a Red Sox fan, so watching Stanton go to
Especially
the
the
Yankees,
Yankees.
that was brutal. That was brutal. What I will say also that Shohei Ohtani went to the LA Angels. Thinking about him as the reports come out, he's been getting blood platelet. Yeah, eat up, man.
Enjoy that.
Blood platelet injections in his right arm already because he's had ulnar collateral sprains, which is usually what leads to Tommy John surgery. So the fact he's already getting shots, he signed a contract for the Angels there for a little bit, and they're like, hey, even if we lose it for a year or two, still worth the money. We're okay with that. It's
Yeah, well.
kind of interesting how that works. But, Jose Canseco, for those who aren't aware, still sticking in baseball, he was fired or let go from his job as reporting for the Oakland A's because he made some comments along the lines of,
Reporting? What's he reporting?
well, post game stuff, that kind of thing. Working
Oh,
for a news
color?
station. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's tweeting out that wonderful tweet thing that we have going on in this country. tweeting out that he can't understand why everyone's so upset that he was, with all the sexual harassment issues, he was sexually harassed, molested, what have you, by women all the time, and it never bothered him and stuff. And so that didn't sit well. It didn't sit well with the spectators, and so he was let go. So,
But you know what? He's right, though.
well, Jose Canseco has always been honest. He may have cheated, but he's been honest about it. He speaks his mind and go from there.
You know, I mean, and I'll give you an example. You know, it's funny because, you know, obviously social media just allows for the dissemination of any kind of video, right?
Right.
So right after Matt Lauer got tanked, you know, somebody had posted, well, you know, Matt Lauer gets fired for this, but NBC has no problem with the two female correspondents doing this, right? And it's a video at the Olympics of them, like, oil massaging, sunscreening an Olympic athlete.
Oh, really? I did not see that.
But,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
It definitely goes one way.
I'm sorry he got fired
True.
because he's actually pointing out.
That athlete did not mind at all. Did he?
Right.
That's correct.
No.
That's correct. So
But-
there's no charges filed.
But what I'm saying, though, is, you know, good for him. I'm sorry he got fired because he is trying to point out an aspect that is just so one-directional.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if you're going to go down this road, then everybody needs to, you know, hop in the van and go for a ride.
Right. Well,
So-
that'll never happen.
No.
Because, again, the people will not...
I mean, it's Jose
it's almost-
Canseco. I mean, he's washed up. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I think he was on, you know, one of the one of those house reality shows with the house for washed up celebrities, Celebrity
Oh.
Death House or whatever it is.
Right.
I don't know.
Now, we mentioned last week the Ball family, and they're pulling the kids out of school and stuff.
This guy has a TV show.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I never knew that. I'm watching
yeah.
a sports
TV
channel.
show?
Oh,
Yes.
God, it's
reality
unbelievable.
show. I just saw a commercial. I'm like, hey, there's where this idiot's from.
Well, he is...
Can someone go cut, the signal for that?
I don't know.
Well,
He's such a tool. Wait, did he play?
Not to my knowledge.
Did he play any professional? How does this guy have this following? It's like the Kardashians.
Right.
They pop out of nowhere because their dad is an attorney.
Right.
20 years later, they're the hottest thing on the market. From where?
Right. I don't know. It's a great question. I haven't done my history on LeVar, but that's a great question. I think he was a high-level AAU coach, quite honestly, because they've showed films of him coaching AAU in the past where he's gotten ejected, thrown stuff. And,
AAU?
yeah, that's... it's high school summer pickup, if you will. You know, like kids pay a
Who
lot.
cares?
And he deserves a show on that?
Well, no. I'm just telling you that's some of his history,
He's
if
a
you will.
chump.
I'm just trying to tell you that, and a lot of kids do get recruited out of that kind of
Yeah,
thing. And he
whatever.
did have a phenomenal son player.
Well,
But
had one or two come out of his camp, and he's,
We
that's
had
exactly
always
right.
skipped
That's all it
basketball.
takes. That's all it takes.
No.
That's horse.
Pair
Well,
of
that's
bolt
all it takes.
cutters, the wire.
Huh?
Pair of bolt cutters and a wire. You can put that show to a stop.
Okay, let's come back to Planet Earth.
So anyway, we talked last week how he took his two sons, one out of high
Right.
school and one out of college. You know, obviously the high school one he took out is he criticized the coach and that kind of thing for not preparing his child well enough, and then of course he took him out of UCLA because he got busted for stealing.
Right.
And he wasn't happy that UCLA didn't reinstate him as of yet because it's not that big a deal. So anyway,
Not that big a deal.
yeah, that's essentially because he's seen a lot worse and that kind of thing
Growing
according
up
to
in
his
the hood,
reports.
right.
Yeah. So.
Well, I was watching True TV, watching Impractical Jokers, and there's a commercial pitching his show. I'm like, this chump's got his own show? This guy's a nobody.
Let's be honest. This is what it's about, in my opinion. That's what it's about. That and his shoe line. I mean,
Right.
that's what they're trying to do. But anyway, he has had them both sign a professional contract. So now they're both professionals. They cannot go back to college or anything, including the high
Who'd
school.
they sign a contract with?
Lithuania.
Oh, good for them.
And not even the high-level Lithuanian league, the lower,
B-League?
the B league of the Lithuanian
AAA.
area. So he's there because I've watched him say this several times. That is the way for his kids to get to the Lakers.
That's the only way for his kids to get into the NBA. That's the only way.
No, not to the NBA.
They
The
ain't gonna go to
Lakers.
the Lakers.
That's the only place that they're going to play, just like his
Guy
other
is
son.
so convoluted. That ain't happening.
Well, it's just
Maybe
unbelievable.
someone should drug test him.
I tell you, he's
It
certainly
wouldn't even
out there.
surprise me if they don't even start for that team.
Actually, they don't think they will. They're hoping to get some significant minutes, but they're not really sure.
Exactly.
How it's going to be. Especially, I mean, they're not seen as that good here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure over there
I
in
mean,
their league, they're fine, but
right, and that's kind of what they're saying. They think they'll be decent, but the over/under on them getting out, I've heard 3 or 4 people talk about the over/under them getting out is less than a month, and then the file will be ticked off that playing time, minutes, what have you, and then they'll just pull them out and then try to find another league. You know, I mean,
that's
it'll
like
be whatever.
Kazakhstan's basketball team or something.
Yeah.
Only gets activated in every 4 years.
We're going to put them in the H League. The D League, they're not good enough for. We'll put them in the H League and let them go from there.
They'll be coaching Y basketball soon.
Well, if they're lucky, as they run their shoe line
Idiots.
for their $500 shoes.
And I hope there's some point in his life where he looks back and says, you know what? I ruined it for my kid. I don't care about the comment. I don't care about the
He's
comments.
too arrogant.
I don't
to do
even care about that.
Yeah.
Pulling him out of where he was the
Right.
best exposure and path for him to get in the NBA. You know that. Pulling him out of UCLA was the worst thing he could have done. Keeping him in is the best exposure and a possibility of getting into the NBA.
I would agree.
Yes.
I would absolutely agree.
And he has
I thought you
nobody-
were saying just the opposite.
No,
at
no,
first.
no. No, he has everything.
Yeah.
He has everybody to blame. Nobody to
Right.
blame but himself.
Right. I mean, as we've talked about before, LiAngelo, that's the one that was at UCLA. It was not a starter, wasn't going to see significant minutes. If he actually wanted to go to the NBA, in my view, they probably should have transferred
Right.
to a lower level school where he maybe got to play.
Well, they already signed with
Yeah.
Lithuania. I mean,
Now it's too late. Yeah,
too
now
late.
it's done. Yeah, now
you
it's done.
don't even give your kid an opportunity to maybe
Right.
go around and check out some of these colleges.
Correct. He's done now. So
Lakeland might have wanted him.
no, actually, I have
Okay.
no interest in him.
Well, his eligibility was probably up anyway. So
Well, no, he was young,
Freshman?
and yeah, he could have come here athletically and played. But
Let's try it.
Any
Do you really
anyone-
want all the media around here?
that would be awesome.
media, I don't have a problem with. I do have a problem with he would not fit into our system and our expectations. As soon as we put
What if everybody got free shoes?
academic responsibilities on him, he'd have. I could see him having a little temper tantrum. Daddy would have come in, and that'd have been the end.
You don't think UCLA
He
has
would
academic
probably
responsibilities
try
on
to
him?
pay
No, I
you
don't.
off in
No, I
shoes.
don't.
None at all.
Not at the Division I level. No, they have tutors. They have people that help them. That kind of thing.
Well, we got we got a great tutoring department. That he
The
can-
difference is that at UCLA, the tutors come to them, follow them to class, get them there, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas here, we expect them
Hey
to do
man,
more. of
Baller
that.
Shoes puts up a nice sponsorship. We might have some
Nope.
tutors that will follow too.
No,
Come on,
no,
he
thank
would
you.
have paid you off.
You never
all
know.
in
No,
shoes.
No, thank you. As I said,
Don't
no
you want
thank
a bunch
you.
of shoes?
The Barlow Memorial Baseball Field. How does that sound?
That would sound nice. That would sound nice.
Not the memorial part.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Good point.
Or does Steve have something he's trying to tell you?
Well, you never know, man. You never know.
See, that's sick and diabolical.
Well, this guy, he's
No,
pretty
not
smart.
really.
He's pretty smart. This guy, I'm not worried about it.
But,
Now,
no.
Steve, we got to talk. We haven't talked about you. You're finishing up classes this semester, right?
Tonight I have to submit my last statistics
All right.
project paperwork.
You're blowing the curve for everybody.
Pretty much.
Excellent. I always loved when students did that. I know you and I
Pretty
talked
much.
about that before. Off
Not
the air.
happy about it, but I mean,
You ever,
It is
you,
what
ever,
it is.
you ever sit one of those classes in college where some of those more experienced students would come in and they blow the curve because they have all that extra? Now,
Many times.
That used to bother me real. That's Steve now. Steve's in there blowing
Right.
the curve
Way to
for all
go.
those young
Yeah.
kids.
Way to
And
go.
So tonight I got a statistics project due, and then I just received my ability to take my criminal courts final.
nice.
So I got a
When's that due?
long. It's Friday.
Okay, you got a lot of time.
It's a written final though, so it's not like
Okay.
a test. So
okay.
I mean,
So
some
still,
man
with
hour.
all the experience you have in your position and stuff, I got to believe it's something
No,
you can blow away.
I'm getting solid A's in both of them.
Yeah.
It's just, that makes it sound like it's easy. It's not. I've just had to, I'm not the same student I was when I was 18 and 19.
Right.
So I'm taking it a lot more serious and putting in time at home.
Right.
So,
As I said, students we used to not like.
right. So, but I have no, I'm pretty confident that I'll walk away with both with a
couple A's. Good.
couple A's.
Good. What about next semester? You got any more classes?
Yeah, I'm already signed up for 2. One of them is a management course, and I can't remember what the other one was.
Okay.
Him managing something?
Oh, yeah.
He can't
Oh, yeah.
manage his radio.
Well, after he takes the course, he might be able to take your
That's why
job.
it's not off my hip anymore.
Very good, very good. Hey, as we mentioned earlier, Lady Lakers ranked 18th in the country. All right,
Nice.
the guys are not ranked right now. Hopefully, the both teams going to bounce back. They play this weekend, Saturday, at Jamestown Community College, so they are on the road. Now that the finals are over, we're going to get back into action. They didn't play this past week. Then
Where is Jamestown?
Jamestown's in New York.
Yeah.
Jamestown's in New York, right over the border. It's about
Okay.
2.5 hours from here.
Right on.
And then we are home next Wednesday night. So next Wednesday night, 5:30, 7:30, men and women, and they play St. Clair County Community College out of Port Huron, Michigan.
Right.
And then on Thursday, the women play at 5:30 as well. So
We have to see what the schedule beholds for that
yeah, and
one.
they play Oakland. So it'll be a good opportunity for you to come out and see the teams before
Right.
Christmas break, that kind of thing. It's free to everyone. Come out and support your
Right,
teams.
right.
Keep rolling.
Outstanding. What do you got on the plate, Steve-O?
Well, I see Scott's wearing a Lakeland golf jacket.
Oh,
here.
talk about your league, man.
You in the golf league?
Well, we started Lakeland started our staff golf league 2 years ago. Now. It's been very successful.
Yeah.
So, but we won't start that up until May again, I think.
And where do they play at?
Blackbrook Golf Course, right
yep.
in Menor.
Yep. So it's outstanding.
Local.
What's it cost to play in that ballpark?
I want to say it's probably about, with a cart, you're probably looking at about $18.
Okay.
Not too bad.
An outing.
Right.
For 9 holes.
How many times you go?
We go every Tuesday.
Okay, so
And we'll play May
30 weeks.
through September.
right?
Yeah.
So if you're a golfer, good time. It's right after work. Is that right?
It is right after work. We usually start about 5:15, 5:30.
I might have to. Well, school. Might
All
get
levels
away,
are
but
welcome.
I might have to look into that.
So, also the trying to get some Lakeland representation. The Chili Open at
I
Blackbrook.
was going to do that.
It's,
We got a foursome already.
January 27th, I think it is.
I think it was the 18th.
No, I think it's more towards the end of the month. We're
Menor.
gonna have to Google.
Menor Recreation.
Why do I have to do
Because the
it?
computer's right over there by you.
So it's near you too.
Oh, you guys are killing me here now.
I'm
Jesse,
searching up his.
Jesse,
you know,
if you're
thing.
Jesse and Tim, if you're leaving, we're gonna have a talk after the show.
Exactly right. I mean, give the guy one responsibility.
So if you do come out and play though, it's 9 holes. It's I think the longest hole is probably only about 200 yards, so they simplify it a bit. And afterward, get a bowl of chili.
And where's this at?
It is also at Blackbrook.
Blackbrook. Okay, very good. So
I
now,
do believe they give you 3 colored balls,
I think you're right too. Yes.
and weather dependent, you might get a cart. If there's so much snow, where do they always?
I think it's walking only.
so how do
Maybe.
they do this now? You have the colored balls now. If there's a lot of snow, how does this work?
I'll be honest, it's my first time. I'm not really sure.
Okay, all right, very good, very good.
You just hope you could see it.
Yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
much.
I think they will clear some areas. They
Sure.
kind of make their own little narrow fairway there.
right,
So.
right. So you got to be good enough to keep the ball in the clearing, if you will.
Yeah. Well, maybe we won't all be in the clean area there, but it'll still be fun. It should be fun.
What is it for? Anything? Is it sponsoring anything?
Yeah, actually, proceeds do benefit United Way of Lake County.
Outstanding. So it's an outstanding thing. So anyone out there, if you get an opportunity to participate in the Chili
Yes,
Golf
Chili Open.
Chili Open here at Blackbrook, and it's in January. Make sure we're getting the final date here real quick. Make sure you go out and participate. United Way of Lake County. What do you got there, Steve?
He's breaking it.
Well, that happens. This is why we have you on that there, Jeremiah. You're killing me here now. Very good. Anything else you want to bring out?
He is right.
While we're on United Way here, I can give a quick plug that
Sure.
Lakeland, also our United Way committee here, is trying to gather donations, and you may see
25th.
myself actually going around probably next week.
It's at
doing
2014.
we'll be starting a 50-50 raffle.
Oh, okay. Very good. Do you know what you're raffling off?
It's 50-50. You get half the cash.
Okay.
So if I want to say $1 a ticket. So
Okay.
we
I-
sell
50-50. I
1,000
should have got that.
tickets,
Yeah.
You get $500.
Oh, there you go. Very good.
I thought you were the math guy.
Yeah, I was. Wasn't thinking of 50-50. I was
Once
thinking
upon a
prizes. It went right to
time.
prizes right away. I was like, oh, what are you going to win?
Prizes
Yeah.
on the mind.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, so very good. So that'll be starting next week, you said?
No, the 20. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the 50-50 will start next week. Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Anything else coming up, United Way or any other?
Nothing else I have to announce that I can think of right now.
All right. What's
Well,
the
that's until April.
Yeah. Well, it goes.
right? What's the goal this year for Lakeland? How much? How much?
I think we want to hit $32,000.
$32,000 from
We did
Lakeland.
hit our goal last year. And I think it was somewhere around there, a little less maybe.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
It is deep in the month of it's the
27th.
27th.
27th of January.
Yes, so you were correct.
That's the week before Super Bowl weekend. That's the weekend that's off.
Yeah.
So that's very good timing. Very good timing.
I've heard it's a lot of fun. I've never done it. I actually got a foursome with my wife's nephew and a couple other folks already lined
Look
up.
forward to seeing you out there.
Yeah, I got my own bag. Shows you what kind of level of player I am. I got my own bag now. I've graduated from.
Does it have any clubs in it?
You
Yes.
graduated from being a kid.
No, I graduated from. Hey, Steve, if we're going golfing, can I borrow your clubs out of your bag?
Hey, I've got a one.
You got to know for sure, that you enjoy it before you start investing.
You're not kidding. I got a 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and putter.
You know what I do? You know what I've been
else
dying
do
to
you
learn? I might have to enroll. I don't know if you guys cover this in the golf class here at the college, but the proper use of my hybrid.
Yeah. See, I don't have to worry about that. And-
Hybrid is, if you know, I read up on them. They sound interesting, but I can't hit off them yet. I can't hit well, I should say. because you use it like an iron, even though it's kind of like a driver.
Swing it like a wood.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I don't know any difference. Iron, wood, grip and rip,
You have to
baby.
get Jane
Grip and
back.
rip.
Best class I ever took at Lakeland, golf class. I kid you not. I actually learned something.
All right, very good.
Putting in, doing everything by the numbers and putting it all together.
Yep.
I can hit that electrical outlet at 70 feet away.
So
I was
he's
like,
pretty much saying he hasn't learned anything else at Lakeland. Got it.
no, that just shows you
my
the level
Range.
of how much I took away from it.
that's outstanding. That's outstanding. All right, anything else you want to plug today?
No,
Anything
that's
going
it.
from
We're
there?
winding down. We hope everybody, if you don't, not back next week, have a great holiday break.
Yep.
Be
Finish
careful.
finish your final strong. Everyone get your projects.
Celebrate
in, do on your test.
responsibly.
Yep.
Definitely celebrate responsibly. But hope to see you back here on Tuesday, January 16th of 2018.
Ooh, crazy.
2018.
Crazy. Jeremiah, anything for the road?
No, not now.
All right, very good.
Words
very
of
good.
wisdom by Jack Handy over here.
There you go. All right, guys, we're going to cut it out for today. Thank you
And
for
this is
listening.
coming from someone that can't even know their rivals' fight
Dude,
song.
what is up with
all
that?
right,
Oh.
do we have to talk about this?
Yeah, we can. We might as well just put it to bed right now.
Finals right. The rivals fight song was a discussion item here.
This is ridiculous.
What is the fight song for Ohio State? Let's hear it.
I'm not going to tell.
I'm
Do you know? Do you know?
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Can you
I
play
tell
it?
you,
Can you play it?
He's got to figure it out because he goes in, when he's wearing his Ohio.
Do you know
State
Michigan's fight
jersey
song?
Yeah, fail to the victors.
Say, dude, whistle it for me.
Well, no, you at least got to know the name. Otherwise, you're sort of a has-been of you don't actually care.
Why
about
should
the
I care?
rivalry.
It has
So you're
nothing to do with the
you talking about
rivalry.
Carmen, Ohio?
Huh?
Talking about Carmen, Ohio?
No.
All right, what song are you talking about?
You got to figure it out.
Carmen Ohio's that stupid little anthem they sing afterward when they only win games.
So
They don't care when they lose.
So-
Well, he's
so
heard
they-
it,
so they-
quite a few
they
times.
only sing that when they play their
In the-
lesser opponents.
Right.
In the
Okay,
future.
all right.
Yeah, he's heard that a few times.
Hey, Jeremiah, go grab this kid right here.
Are they playing Toledo next year?
Who, Ohio State?
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, then they can. Then
Maybe
they can sing that
can
song.
sing
Michigan
it.
played Appalachian State.
Hey, Appalachian State is
I'll,
upset.
I'll give you that, dude. It happens.
Yep.
But see, here's the thing. There are plenty of games that I remember that you probably don't, because obviously I'm older than you, of when Ohio State lost to Air Force in the Liberty Bowl. They got shut out many, many years ago
Well, they got shut out last
in
year
the
too.
90s. Well, they did get shut out. Biggest game of the year.
Yeah. Well, there's always.
Did they
But
show
still,
up?
yeah.
Or did,
No, they didn't.
maybe
The ball boy and bag boy showed up, but
right, the nuthead.
maybe
did.
the balls weren't inflated properly.
Could have been.
You
Could have
know,
been. Maybe
could have been.
Brutus was getting beat up again by the Bobcat.
All right. So does anybody know it then? I mean, I
Does
I guess I
anybody
don't.
listening
Does
in the
anybody
area
care?
know what the Ohio State fight song is, or called, or how it
And
goes?
no, it's not "Hang On, Sloopy." We know
no,
it's not
that's
that.
not. That's
It's not
that's
that.
the state of Ohio's
I'm
official rock
surprised
song.
no one's used Google.
You know what?
on
I'm actually
this.
surprised. No Ohio
Young
State
man out
fan
there, who's that who just walked by out there? We got to get.
There's
somebody
no
to come in
Ohio
here.
State fan
Come
walking
come
by
Come on in. We got to get somebody
that
out here
can
to come
tell the name of the Ohio State fight song and or whistle it, hum it, sing it if you know the word. I don't know.
Is that the one they dot the I with the?
No.
That's not their song.
Yeah, that's the one trick
Well, it's
pony
one
marching
in
band.
the thing, but that's not the actual fight song.
That's the one trick pony marching band.
So-
we know how to write Ohio in cursive. We're going to do it every time we play. Every time.
Well, at least it's original.
And
Well,
we're going to dot the I's.
Besides the runny little rabbits on the field.
Rabbits. I don't know. Who are the running rabbits?
Who are they?
You
There,
think?
there is a team called the Jackrabbits.
Team
I'm
up
trying to think
north.
who they
What
are.
do they do when they come out on the field? They hop around like little rabbits and that.
Maybe they're
Run out on the field.
Maybe they're practicing their
I
NFL
have
touchdown
no idea.
celebration.
Never
I have
seen
no idea what he's
their
talking
marching
about.
band,
Yeah.
especially him rooting for him. He should
What?
know that at least.
You mean like high stepping it? Like what?
There are a lot of high step. I mean, that's common for bands. Not sure.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. So can we get this song so we can end this show
Is this
today?
kid coming
What?
in, or did he
I
just
don't
blow
know.
us off?
He blew you off. More
Hey,
than likely.
hello.
Yeah,
okay.
he blew you off.
Maybe we'll have to pick this back up. Oh, he did come in.
Hey, we got a question for you. Do you know the Ohio State fight song?
No, that's someone else.
High school fight song, isn't it?
Really?
Is what?
High
No.
school fight song.
Same as
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that one either.
Copyright. I don't know if that's possible.
Well, then in that case, I can't answer that question.
No
I'm sorry.
problem. I appreciate
no,
you
it's not
stopping though.
Menor either.
I don't know.
See, I don't know it either.
Nobody. Can someone?
He
Can we look it up
hasn't used
online?
it on
Can you at least Google it?
Yeah. Someone do something here.
what-
'cause we
what
gotta
is
end
the
Well,
name?
he could do it.
No, I'm not doing it. I don't need to do it. You trying to prove a point? Prove your point.
Ohio.
It is Carmen, Ohio.
Buckeye battle cry.
That's the
Buckeye?
backup
Go.
battle cry.
And across the field.
So which is it?
So
It's
which is
actually
it?
Well,
linked.
they have all three.
It's two names.
Oh man.
No wonder why
it
nobody
falls
cares.
underneath two names, actually.
So what
Crossing
names are
the
you
field
thinking?
slash battle cry. It's the same. It's
I can
the same
whistle it to you.
song, but it's two different names that goes by.
Right?
Well, the good news is they're playing in the toilet bowl as well this year. So
Right.
does anybody care?
No.
Well, the team up north is too. So
We're actually playing in a solid game. I actually like my prospects against South Carolina in the Cotton Bowl. Not the Cotton Bowl, the Outback
I'll
Bowl.
laugh when they lose.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility, but I
I
doubt
think
it.
I have them on Facebook so I can laugh at them.
No, Ohio State. Who are they playing again? I forgot.
Oh, USC.
USC. That's right.
USC
yeah,
all the way.
That'll be an interesting game. Where's that?
I just
where's
want
that
them
played
Texas.
at?
Cotton Bowl.
Texas.
AT&T
Beat
Stadium.
them so you can laugh at Kyle.
Hey, Mark Isafano. I see you walking away. Can you hear me?
Nope, and he's still walking.
He's
ducking
bolting.
away.
No, it's many people that you call them out and they just continuously walk.
No guts.
I
no blood.
really don't think we got much volume going on out there.
I don't know. I can't.
It's not
hear
that
it.
many. Look at the crowds of people outside. I
Well,
mean,
there were
seriously.
people going down and banging on the window wanting to get in, but we told them no. So now, I mean,
Right.
once you tell people no, it's hard to surround them and say yes. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Well, that's a wrap. We've
Yeah.
we've overshot our hour here. I think the
Yes,
next
yes.
crew's probably waiting to come in.
Yep.
That was the guy
Oh, okay. Oh,
that you called in.
Oh, he's the next crew?
all
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
get out of here then. Hey,
All right. Sorry to take up so much time, everybody.
have a great day
You're
and go
fired.
Lakers.